Hello there. If today you're feeling stuck in life, working tirelessly but never seeing any real financial progress, or sometimes wondering why others seem to succeed while you remain in the same place, then this article is written especially for you. We're going to talk about something that might seem small, but can completely change your life. How to let go of pride and truly gain the confidence to make money and build wealth. My dear friend, in life, no one is born at the same starting line. Some people are lucky enough to come into the world surrounded by comfort, inheriting wealth, connections, and opportunities. But many others have to begin from zero, or even less than zero, with empty hands, no capital, no network, and no foundation. Yet, what connects all of us is the same burning desire to live comfortably, abundantly, and achieve financial freedom. Everyone has once dreamed of becoming wealthy, of being able to do what they love without worrying about bills or survival. But in reality, not everyone finds the right path to wealth. Many assume that riches come from luck or fate, but in truth, true wealth is built through mindset, discipline, and consistent, quiet effort. So many people spend their days complaining, making money is too hard. Life isn't fair. No matter how much I work, it's never enough. Meanwhile, there are countless others who quietly push forward, starting from nothing and slowly building a stable, prosperous life. They don't boast. They don't show off. They simply take action, and that quiet persistence becomes the secret weapon that propels them toward success. So, what truly separates those who stay poor from those who steadily grow rich? It's not where they start, it's how they think, how they act, and how relentlessly they pursue their goals. The wealthy understand that to earn money, they must invest in personal growth, make smart financial choices, and constantly sharpen their financial mindset. Would you like me to make this translation sound more like a natural English motivational article, smoother, more emotional, and ready for publishing or narration? Instead of sitting around blaming your circumstances or feeling jealous of other people's success, choose to take quiet action. Move forward one step at a time. When you stop caring about what others say or think of you, you'll finally be able to focus fully on your own journey. And that's exactly when money begins to find its way to you. Below are 8 principles for earning money in silence that most poor people have never realized. Even if you can grasp and apply just one of them, it could completely change the direction of your life. But if you persist in practicing all 8, the path toward financial freedom will become clearer and closer than ever before. Before diving into each principle, if you find these ideas valuable, take a second to hit like, subscribe, and share this message to spread positive financial thinking. Your support is the motivation that keeps us creating meaningful content to help you move step by step toward true wealth and success. Let go of pride. The first step toward true wealth. In life, there exists an invisible barrier that keeps many people from ever improving their situation. That barrier is pride. Many people aren't poor because they lack ability, but because they're too afraid of being judged. They value their image more than their livelihood, more than the opportunity to change their own destiny. People always want a respectable job, something that sounds elegant and impressive, where they can hold their head high while earning a good income. But reality is far from that dream. Because they chase appearances, they refuse to start small. They avoid humble work that might seem insignificant, but could actually help them gain money, experience, and connections. As a result, they can't handle big opportunities, yet look down on small ones, and their lives keep revolving around an empty wallet and endless complaints. Many even live off borrowed money, buried under debt, while maintaining a fake image of luxury. They admire the rich, envy the successful, and when they see others driving nice cars, wearing designer clothes, and earning respect, they ask, why can they do it? But I can't. Yet few ever look deeper into those people's pasts to see how many years of hardship they endured. how many times they had to swallow their pride and start from zero. The truth is, no one becomes rich overnight, and no one succeeds purely by luck. Behind every successful person is a long, quiet journey of struggle, sacrifice, and humility. A journey where they learned, endured, and grew stronger every single day. Remember the story, known as the Straw King of China. When he was young, he was just a boy, helping his father deliver goods on the streets. Or consider Mr. Zhang, the chairman of Fu Group, who once sold fruit and worked as a bicycle repairman just to make a living. And Li Ka-shing, one of Asia's most famous businessmen, once lived in a cramped alley, trading with an elderly woman every day, just to earn a few coins. What do all of these people have in common? They dared to let go of their pride in exchange for opportunities to make money. They understood that true dignity doesn't come from the clothes you wear or the title printed on your business card. It comes from your abilities, your knowledge, and the value you bring to others. When you have wealth, wisdom, and the power to create value, respect naturally follows. On the other hand, those who obsess over appearances, who fear ridicule, or being judged for doing menial work, remain trapped in the endless cycle of poverty. They hesitate, they fear failure, and they never dare to take the first step. But in business and in life, even a moment's hesitation can cost you an opportunity forever. As the old saying goes, only those unafraid of shame can accomplish great things. This doesn't mean losing self-respect. It means having the courage to set aside your ego, to start small, and to be humble enough to learn and grow. That is the mark of true strength. So, if you truly want to change your life, learn to put down your pride and pick up your confidence to earn money. No job is too small or too humble, as long as it's honest and helps you move closer to your financial goals. Wealth doesn't begin with grand gestures, it begins with a humble attitude, a willingness to learn, and the courage to start. Learn the art of looking poor, the ancient secret to preserving and growing wealth. From ancient times to the modern day, wise and prosperous people have shared one timeless principle. Never flaunt your wealth. It may sound simple, but this is one of the golden rules of wisdom. Human nature is full of envy and pride. The more you show off your riches, the more you attract jealousy, resentment, and unnecessary trouble. When you reach a certain level of wealth, the first thing you must learn is not how to spend money, but how to appear modest, how to look poor in a smart and strategic way. This is what the truly wealthy understand deeply: the art of humble wealth, or what could be called the art of looking poor while staying rich. History has recorded countless examples of this principle, and one of the most famous stories comes from Li Yu, a celebrated novelist and playwright of the Qing dynasty. Beyond his literary brilliance, Li Yu was also a talented entrepreneur. He once founded an art troupe, recruiting young women skilled in singing and dancing, and cleverly used his own plays to promote their performances, attracting audiences from far and wide. Thanks to his intelligence and keen business sense, Li Yu's ventures flourished rapidly. However, with prosperity came trouble. Friends around him began to grow envious. Some spoke ill of him, others tried to take advantage. Even local officials started to pay attention, finding excuses to make his life difficult, believing he was making money too easily. Realizing the danger, Li Yu understood that wealth, if not concealed wisely, can quickly turn into a burden. He immediately changed his approach: no more boasting or showing off. Instead, he began to play the role of a poor man. He withdrew from noisy social circles, limited interactions, and even publicly lamented about his poverty to deflect attention. This strategy worked. He protected his fortune, avoided unnecessary trouble, and spent the rest of his life peacefully creating art and living in contentment. Li Yu's story carries a timeless lesson. When you master the art of appearing poor at the right time, you not only safeguard your wealth, but also preserve your freedom, safety, and peace of mind. Open the door to success. Don't be afraid to take a different path. The ancients used to say, when one door closes, heaven opens another. Life never offers only one path forward. If your current road feels blocked, don't sit there lamenting your fate. Stand up and seek another way. In today's world, opportunities to earn and grow are everywhere, if you're observant, willing to learn, and persistent. Sometimes, the path least traveled is the one that leads to the brightest success. Don't fear experimentation. Don't shy away from change. Every failure is not the end, but a valuable lesson, a stepping stone toward greater wisdom and resilience. The road that everyone else walks may appear safe and promising, but it often leads to mediocrity. Those who achieve true success are the ones who create their own paths, daring to innovate rather than follow the crowd. Remember this: wealth isn't just about how much money you make. It's about how well you protect, preserve, and grow it. Learning the art of appearing poor, staying grounded when fortune comes your way, and courageously forging your own path. These are the three key principles that can transform an ordinary person into someone truly prosperous. Daring to walk the road less traveled. The secret to wealth, for those who dare to think and act. In the race towards success and wealth, most people choose paths that have already been well trodden. They believe that following the crowd is safer, less risky, and more likely to lead to results. However, precisely because so many people are crowded onto the same road, true opportunities become scarce. It's like watching a massive crowd trying to squeeze through a narrow doorway. The chances of making it through unharmed are extremely slim. If you truly want to rise above the masses and build a career of your own, you must dare to turn in a different direction, to find a path fewer people dare to walk. That road may be filled with uncertainty and obstacles, but it also holds far greater rewards and possibilities. Those who dare to go first are always the ones who face fear, doubt, and even criticism. Yet, they are also the ones who ultimately reap the greatest rewards, because they have the courage to do what others wouldn't. A powerful example of this is the story of Han Yu, a renowned scholar of the Tang dynasty. In his youth, Han Yu was gifted with extraordinary literary talent, yet life did not favor him. Despite his vast knowledge and learning, he remained a poor scholar, struggling to find his place in the world. Instead of resigning himself to fate, Han Yu chose a new path. He realized that when someone passed away, their family often wished to commission a beautifully written eulogy or epitaph to express respect and remembrance. Though humble, this task required great intellect and mastery of language, qualities that Han Yu possessed in abundance. And so, he bravely did something that few others dared to do. He began writing funeral orations and epitaphs for families of the deceased. At that time, such work was considered taboo and inauspicious. Most people avoided it out of fear or superstition. But Han Yu wasn't afraid. He understood a simple truth: opportunity often hides in the very things others look down upon or refuse to do. After many years of persistence and dedication, Han Yu gradually built a strong reputation. His epitaphs and memorial writings were widely praised for their emotional depth and eloquence. From a poor scholar struggling to survive, he transformed into a respected intellectual with a stable income, eventually joining the ranks of the wealthy and influential elite of his era. The story of Han Yu reminds us of a timeless truth: if you only follow in the footsteps of others, you will never surpass them. That same spirit remains just as relevant today. Many people have found success precisely because they chose paths that others look down upon or refuse to take. They work in industries like funeral services, waste management, recycling, or other trades that may seem unrefined. Yet these fields generate immense profits and long-term stability. The real difference doesn't lie in whether your job sounds high or low in status. It lies in whether you can see the true value behind what you do. Smart people aren't afraid to start where others turn away, because they understand a simple truth. The most valuable treasures are often buried where few dare to dig. Think differently, act boldly. The wealth path of those who dare. In today's fiercely competitive world, if you want to achieve real wealth, you must dare to think and act beyond what others are willing to do. Opportunities often hide in industries that seem ordinary or even frowned upon, such as cremation, funeral services, waste collection, or other labor-intensive jobs that most people avoid. It may sound unusual, but this is exactly the secret behind many self-made millionaires. While the majority seek comfortable, prestigious, or glamorous work, a few bold individuals choose to go against the current, diving into fields that are tougher, less crowded, but far more profitable and sustainable. Always remember this: no job is lowly if it creates genuine value. As long as your work is honest, ethical, and meaningful, no matter how hard or dirty it may seem, it's worth doing. Don't let the opinions or judgments of others limit your dreams. When you fear hardship, ridicule, or getting your hands dirty, you'll forever stay behind, breathing in the dust of those who dared to lead. Making money is indeed difficult, but difficult doesn't mean impossible. Every success story begins with perseverance, determination, and the ability to endure challenges. If you are willing to work hard every day, to learn, to take risks, and to try new things, then sooner or later, you will find your own path to success. And remember, failure is not the end, it's a valuable lesson. Each stumble is a test, teaching you what needs to change for you to move forward. There are three main reasons why people remain poor: fear of difficulty, lack of discipline, and poor self-management. If you can overcome these three barriers, you've already walked halfway toward success. Learn to manage yourself, the foundation of all success. One of the biggest barriers that prevent people from achieving their goals is not a lack of money or opportunity, but a lack of discipline. A life without discipline breeds countless bad habits: working half-heartedly, procrastinating, losing focus easily, and getting carried away by short-term pleasures. If you don't know how to manage yourself, you'll forever be trapped in the cycle of wanting but not doing. That's why the first thing you need to learn isn't how to make money, but how to master yourself. Start by managing your time. Set clear goals, break them down into smaller steps, and give yourself firm deadlines. Never postpone until tomorrow what can be finished today. When you can take control of your time, you begin to take control of your life. At the same time, invest your time in learning, developing skills, and maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Each day, if you spend just a small portion of your time reading, exercising, or learning something new, you're already moving one step closer to success. Don't neglect physical health, because health is the foundation of all effort. A weary body can never sustain a strong and focused mind. Time is the only truly fair asset that everyone possesses equally. Successful people don't have more of it, they simply use it more wisely. Don't let your precious hours slip away in meaningless activities, only to regret later that you wasted your youth on things that didn't matter. Manage your finances. Earning money is hard, keeping it is harder. Earning money is a long and difficult journey, but spending it is effortless. If you don't know how to manage your finances, no matter how much you make, your money will quickly vanish. True success isn't about how much you earn, but how well you keep and grow what you have. Learn to spend wisely. Divide your income clearly into portions: spending, saving, investing. Stay away from unnecessary debt. Always maintain an emergency fund for unexpected risks. And most importantly, invest in yourself, your skills, mindset, and health. When you learn discipline, time management, and financial control, the path to freedom and wealth becomes clearer than ever before. Master your emotions. The hidden key to financial freedom. In today's world, shopping addiction has quietly become a modern-day disease. Many people don't even realize they have it. Every time they feel sad, lonely, bored, or stressed, they turn to shopping as a temporary emotional escape. But, ironically, the joy of shopping lasts only a few minutes, while the financial consequences can linger for months. When you let emotions dictate your spending, you easily fall into the trap of impulsive consumption, buying what you don't need, spending on things that add no lasting value. Over time, you'll realize you're working tirelessly just to pay for things you can't even remember buying. Therefore, the first step toward wealth is learning discipline in spending. Create a clear financial plan. Divide your income into specific portions for living expenses, savings, investments, and emergencies. When you know exactly where every dollar goes, that's when you truly take control of your life. Don't spend on impulse, and never overspend just to impress others. Remember this truth: the rich don't waste money, they spend it wisely. Saving doesn't mean being stingy. It means choosing to prioritize the future over fleeting pleasures in the present. Master your emotions. Let logic lead the way. Emotions can either lift you up or drag you down. In both work and finances, if you let emotions overpower logic, you'll easily fall into temptation by advertisements, by social pressure, or by the fleeting pleasures of life. That's why you must let reason lead your decisions. Before you buy something, always pause and ask yourself, do I really need this? Will it help me grow, or is it just a momentary pleasure? When you learn to stop and think before spending, you'll regret less and gain more control over your life. Train your emotional discipline. Learn to say no to impulse, resist temptation, and stay committed to your long-term financial plan. Manage your mind. Investing in yourself is the highest return. Money only holds true value when paired with knowledge and the ability to manage it wisely. If you want to earn more, start by expanding your mindset and understanding. Never hesitate to invest in your education, because knowledge is the only asset that can never be lost. Take courses on business, investing, life skills, or professional development. Every new thing you learn brings you one step closer to financial freedom. Read widely, especially books on financial mindset, self-management, and personal growth. And surround yourself with positive, visionary people, those who inspire you to think bigger. You'll learn more from such relationships than from any classroom. Always remember, a wise person uses money to create opportunities, not to buy temporary emotions. Learn to spend less and invest more. Many people believe that to become rich, they must live like the rich, buying luxury brands, dining lavishly, and showing off their status. But that belief is completely wrong. Truly wealthy people don't spend to look rich, they spend to make their money grow. Instead of pouring your income into things that only look glamorous, invest in what brings long-term growth. Expanding your skills and knowledge, joining small projects to gain experience, investing in your health and mental well-being, creating multiple streams of income instead of relying on one job. Build the habit of spending less than you earn and invest the difference wisely. Money never disappears. It simply moves from the pockets of the undisciplined to the pockets of those who know how to manage it. If you truly want financial freedom, start by learning to manage yourself first, your emotions, your mindset, and only then, your money. When you master yourself, you master your life. And when you master your life, wealth becomes only a matter of time. The investment mindset, the secret of the rich that the poor rarely understand. If you observe carefully, you'll notice that most truly wealthy people today don't flaunt their wealth the way many imagine. They don't need to drive supercars around town, show off expensive watches, or wear designer clothes daily to prove their status. Instead, They choose to invest quietly and wisely, letting their money work for them, rather than wasting it on temporary displays of luxury. The biggest difference between the rich and the poor isn't how much they have, but how they use what they have. Poor people often spend money to satisfy emotions, while the rich use money as a tool to create more wealth. If you truly want to escape the endless cycle of earn and spend, start by adopting the financial habits of successful people. Don't let your money sit idle in your wallet or bank account, losing value every day. Instead, make it grow step by step, steadily, and wisely. Invest in stocks or index funds to benefit from long-term returns. Buy bonds or certificates of deposit for safe, steady profits. Get into real estate, even on a small scale, because land and property naturally appreciate over time. Or simply set up regular savings plans at the bank to build financial discipline and earn consistent interest. Your money, if left untouched, is actually losing value each day due to inflation. But if you learn how to make it circulate wisely, it becomes a limitless source of growth and freedom. Hard work isn't enough. You must work smart. There's a common belief that if you just work hard, you'll become rich. It sounds reasonable, but in reality, it's not entirely true. Hard work is important, but if all you do is work tirelessly without learning how to invest or multiply your efforts, you'll always be stuck within a fixed income limit. A person who works 16 hours a day but keeps all their money in a drawer will never catch up with someone who spends 8 of those hours letting their money work for them through smart investments. The formula for wealth is not merely working harder than others, it's working smarter than others. The wealthy understand that time is the most valuable asset. They don't just work to earn money, they build systems that generate income even while they sleep. They know that money doesn't grow on its own unless you actively plant the seeds, and those seeds are knowledge, skills, and investment opportunities. Investment is the only path to financial freedom. If you want to be rich, you must invest. That's a truth that never changes. No matter where you start, whether you have little or much, you can begin today. No one becomes truly wealthy just by saving money. Only those who invest can achieve real freedom. Of course, every investment carries risk, but the greatest risk of all is never starting. Instead of fearing the loss of money, fear wasting time doing nothing. Every day you delay, you're losing the chance to multiply your wealth. If you weren't born into wealth or didn't inherit a fortune, then the earlier you learn to invest, the faster you'll close the gap between yourself and those who are already successful. Always remember, the poor spend money to prove they have money. The rich invest money to prove that money can create more money. Start today. Let every dollar you earn become a seed of profit, not a dry leaf blown away by impulsive spending. Work smart. The secret of self-made millionaires. Many millionaires and successful entrepreneurs around the world share the same philosophy. Don't just work hard, work smart. This doesn't mean they're lazy or avoid effort. It means they understand that productivity and strategy, not endless hours of labor, are what truly create wealth. In fact, many who started with nothing rose to become billionaires because they learned to use their time and intelligence efficiently. They didn't just grind from dawn till dusk. They constantly optimized their actions, turning every hour of work into results worth many times more than those of the average person. If you can apply that same mindset, you, too, can become one of them. Working hard is not the same as working strategically. Starting a business or building a career from scratch is never easy. You'll have to sacrifice a lot: time, effort, and patience. But that doesn't mean working yourself to exhaustion is the same as working hard. Smart people don't throw themselves blindly into endless labor. They know how to allocate energy, set priorities, and stay mentally sharp. Instead of working 16 tired hours a day, focus on 8 truly productive hours, because 8 hours of deep focus are worth far more than 16 hours of scattered effort. The rich don't trade time for money, they invest their intellect. They know how to let money, systems, and other people work for them. That's why instead of spending all your time working, you should reserve some for rest, recovery, and inspiration. When your body is healthy and your mind is clear, every decision you make becomes exponentially more valuable. Systematize your life. The secret to exceptional productivity. To reach high levels of performance and avoid burnout, you need to build a smart working system. Start by planning each day carefully. Write down the tasks you must complete. Prioritize. Tackle what's important and urgent first. Delegate or postpone what's less valuable. Break big goals into small, actionable steps you can measure and control. This method keeps you focused on what truly matters and prevents you from wasting time on things that don't create results. Successful people always work with a plan. They understand that discipline and organization are the foundation of creativity. When you know exactly what to do, when to do it, and why, you stop feeling exhausted instead. You'll see your energy being used in the most effective way possible. Rest is also part of success. It may sound paradoxical, but the most successful and productive people are those who know how to rest properly. They see sleep, exercise, meditation, or reading not as laziness, but as strategies to recharge their intellectual energy. Because only when your mind is clear and your body strong can you make wise decisions, and one right decision can move you forward faster than years of unfocused effort. Learn to work like the truly successful with focus, strategy, and purpose. Ask yourself every day, is what I'm doing right now bringing me closer to my financial goals? If the answer is no, then no matter how many hours you work, you're heading in the wrong direction. Remember, the rich don't run faster than you, they simply walk in the right direction. Seizing opportunities, the secret path to wealth and success. In today's world, time is money, and opportunity is the invisible current flowing through everyone's life. Those who can recognize and seize the right moment have the power to change their destiny from ordinary individuals to extraordinarily successful and wealthy people. Opportunities are not reserved for a select few. They exist around you every single day, in every industry and every corner of life. But only those with vision, awareness, and courage to act can turn those opportunities into reality. If you simply stand still, hesitate, or let fear hold you back, opportunities will slip away like the wind, leaving behind only regret. Opportunity waits for no one. Those who act become wealthy. History has proven that every great success story belongs to those who see what others overlook. In the 19th century, while the world was still dependent on coal and steam, John D. Rockefeller foresaw that the future belonged to oil. He didn't just invest, he went beyond his time, building Standard Oil, the empire that launched the golden age of global energy. In the 20th century, when computers were still in their infancy, Bill Gates recognized, what few others did, that every computer would need an operating system. From that vision, he founded Microsoft and created Windows, the software that revolutionized the tech world and made him one of the richest men on earth. And in the 21st century, Elon Musk became the embodiment of the phrase, "Dream big, act boldly." While most doubted electric cars and space exploration, he invested in Tesla, SpaceX, and even cryptocurrency. The result? He didn't just spark technological revolutions, he became the world's richest man by believing in the future before anyone else did. Opportunities are everywhere. The question is whether you see them. In truth, opportunity never disappears. It simply moves on to someone else when you ignore it. You might think the world today is too competitive, that every market is already saturated, and that it's too late to rise. But that's far from the truth. Every era brings its own wave of opportunity. And those who dare to swim out into the open sea instead of watching safely from the shore are the ones who win. Today's digital world has unlocked countless new frontiers: e-commerce, artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, content creation, online education, and the green economy. Opportunities are everywhere waiting for you to recognize them and act before it's too late. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. The successful don't wait for opportunity to appear. They create it. Dare to think. Dare to act. Dare to change. Real opportunities only appear when you dare to see differently and think differently. If everyone always chooses the safe path, then no one would ever become truly wealthy. Those who dare to take a different route, to do what most people fear, they are the ones who rewrite their own destiny. Train yourself to observe deeply, to spot problems that others overlook, and then find solutions for them. Because wherever there is a problem, there is a chance to make money. Don't let yourself get trapped in your comfort zone. Every day you hesitate to take action is another day you let a potential opportunity slip away. Every person you admire today, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, was once an ordinary individual. The difference is, they dared to begin. Remember, opportunity doesn't belong to dreamers. It belongs to doers. Those who spot a trend early will lead an entire generation. Time waits for no one, and neither do opportunities. If you don't seize it now, tomorrow someone else might become rich from the exact chance you let pass. Seizing the right moment, the secret to staying ahead in a changing world. When we talk about people who have changed the world, we often think of billionaires and visionary founders, those who not only saw the future, but also had the courage to bet on what others couldn't yet believe. Take Mark Zuckerberg, for example. He foresaw the massive potential of the metaverse, a concept that was still vague to most of humanity at the time. While many doubted, he boldly restructured his entire corporation, renamed it Meta, and invested billions of dollars into building a virtual world where people could connect, work, and entertain without physical boundaries. From this, we learn one thing: whether a billionaire or an ordinary entrepreneur, once they recognize a moment of transformation, they act immediately. Opportunities come and go in a blink, and only those who dare to grasp them can turn them into a launchpad for greatness. Lifelong learning, the key that unlocks the door to success. If you pay attention, you'll notice one thing all successful people have in common: they never stop learning. People often say, learning must go hand in hand with doing. At first, that might sound like advice for students, but in truth, it's a lifelong principle for anyone who wants to thrive in business and in life. ChatGPT Danoi. In modern society, knowledge no longer exists only in books or classrooms. It also comes from experience, observation, interaction, and curiosity. Successful people are not those who know everything, but those who know how to learn from everything around them, from failure, from friends, from competitors, and even from their own customers. If you want to go far, keep the mindset of a lifelong learner. Always stay curious, keep asking questions, and never stop updating your knowledge. The world is changing every single day, and if you stop even for a moment, others may already be miles ahead of you. Creativity, the key to leading the race. Learning is the foundation, but creativity is the engine that drives you forward. In every field, leaders are not those who copy others. They are the ones who create their own path. They know how to blend existing knowledge with new thinking to create unprecedented value. Creative thinking doesn't come from luck. It's built through the habit of observing, questioning, and refusing to accept ordinary. If you only follow the paths others have paved, you will always remain second best. But if you dare to take the road no one else has walked, you have the chance to become the first. Learn, ask, act. The 3 steps to success. To become wealthy and successful, You cannot rely solely on theory. You must act, apply, and experiment with what you've learned in real life. Only when you take action will you discover your strengths, weaknesses, and the path that truly fits you. When you continuously learn, create, and act, you'll realize that opportunities have always been around you, just waiting for the moment you have enough knowledge and courage to seize them. Expanding your vision. The first step toward wealth. One of the biggest mistakes poor people make is limiting their mindset and vision. They stay trapped in their comfort zone, afraid of change, afraid to explore, and unwilling to take risks. But wealth never comes to those who stand still. If you view the world from only one narrow angle, you'll never see the vast opportunities waiting beyond. Today, we live in the age of global connectivity, a world overflowing with information, knowledge, and opportunity. With just a smartphone or computer, you can connect with people across the globe, learn from successful entrepreneurs, or discover new business models that are transforming entire industries. The world has never opened as many doors as it does now, but only those who are willing to step through will truly move forward. Turning the internet into a wealth-building tool. Instead of using social media merely for entertainment or endless scrolling, see it as a vast resource for personal growth. Take advantage of platforms like YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, and online learning sites to gain new knowledge, sharpen your skills, and spark creativity. Across the internet, countless successful people share real-life experiences, business insights, investment tips, and financial management strategies, most of it free or just a click away. Never forget, truly successful people don't just learn from books. They learn from everything and everywhere. Social media, when used wisely, can become your teacher, your ally, and even your most powerful tool for making money. Unleashing your true self. The journey of those who dare to change. Every person carries within themselves limitless potential, yet most let it lie dormant beneath layers of laziness, fear, and self-doubt. If you want to rise above, start by discovering who you truly are. Find out what excites you, what you're good at, and what kind of value you want to bring to the world. Once you understand yourself deeply, the path to wealth and success becomes much clearer. Try asking yourself these questions. What can I do better than others? What kind of value can I create that society truly needs? If I weren't afraid of failure, what would I dare to do? The answers to these questions might just be the key that unlocks your path to financial freedom. 8. Silent principles of wealth. The keys to unlocking success. We've just explored 8 quiet principles of getting rich, lessons that may seem simple, yet hold the profound wisdom of some of the world's most successful individuals. Each principle is not merely advice, but a distillation of real-life experiences and hard-earned lessons from entrepreneurs, investors, and self-made billionaires who started from nothing and built their own empires. If you truly listen and reflect, you'll realize that getting rich isn't just about making money. It's a journey of developing mindset, discipline, and personal strength. Success doesn't come from noise or showmanship, but from quiet, consistent effort every single day. And most importantly, those who remain humble while growing are the ones who go the farthest. Each principle, from learning humility, managing finances, and controlling emotions, to investing wisely and continuously learning, is a vital piece of the puzzle of prosperity. Even if you apply just one of them, your life can already begin to change in a profoundly positive way. Reflect and take action. Among these 8 principles, which one resonates with you the most? You can share your thoughts or tell a personal story related to it. Who knows? Your story might inspire someone else. Remember, success doesn't come to those who merely listen and forget. It comes to those who apply and act today. Choose one principle that feels most relevant to you and start practicing it tomorrow, quietly, persistently, without showmanship, but with certainty. As long as you don't stop, results will come sooner than you expect. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this reflection. If you found value in what you've just learned, take a moment to share it with your loved ones or friends. You might be helping them open a new door in their own journey. And don't forget to follow along for upcoming articles and videos, where we'll dive deeper into financial mindset, wealth building strategies, and how to design a truly free life. See you in the next chapter, where we continue the journey of building wealth in silence but living vibrantly in success.